Hello YouTube, this is Zach, and today I'm going to do something for me because I've been making tons of videos for everybody else for a long time, and I want to talk about something I want to talk about, okay? Seriously, this is going to be kind of a chill video. I'm not going to be so formal and so, like, professional because, yeah, this is just going to be a video for fun for me. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite vocal performances of all time. This is from my favorite non-classical musicians, Pain of Salvation. This is Beyond the Pale from their Remedy Lane relived or relived or whatever you want to call it performance. I think that this is just an incredible performance from the whole band. There's some things about it that I wish were different. Like, they have Ragnar Zolberg here. I wish he'd stayed in the band. Like, I loved him being in the band. He's out of the band now. And the part of this was sung by him, and I wish it had been sung by Daniel. But, you know, it's okay. This is still an exceptional performance, and I'll talk about it. You know, I'll kind of tell you some of the things I like about it, and maybe I'll talk more about just what I like about the song as a whole. This is a 10-minute long song, so this is going to be a long video, but you know what? I'm just going to rock out and jam out to this thing, and maybe you'll all enjoy it with me. Yeah, this is just a... Never heard this song. You know, it's kind of out of context. It's at the end of the Remedy Lane album, but it's one of their triumphant best songs they've ever written. I mean, King of Loss from The Perfect Element is my favorite song by them ever, and it's my favorite song of all time. The Perfect Element Part 1 is my favorite rock or like non-classical work of all time. But Remedy Lane is just really good in and of its own. Anyway, yeah, this is Beyond the Pale. I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. Maybe at the first listen it won't be as compelling, but this is definitely one of those songs that will grow on you. You got to listen to it, and this performance is just absolutely stellar.
It's great being here.
End of the show.
Thank you so much. The sex was always there from when I was only 8 years. Tempting me, leaving me thirsty.
His vocal versatility is exceptional.
Sweat, skin, a pulse divine to balance this restless mind. It seems so wonderfully physical. Oh, the blood, the lust, the bodies that color the world. All drugs to die for, won't you share my pain? How could I make that world a minefield of forbidden ground? I'm never untouchable skin and silence desire.
Before we get into the you know, this rock out part, I want to talk a little bit about this approach in the song so far. So this part of the song in the lyrics is supposed to be kind of reflective, thinking back on it when he was younger and kind of the, you know, the things that he was going through. So the affect of the singing is a little bit dialed back. It's not quite as aggressive as some of his other singing is. But what's really interesting about it to me is he uses, and he does this on the main album too, so I know that's a deliberate choice. Like when he says the words untouchable skin, like untouchable, he really leans in on the consonants to kind of create this sub rhythm within the singing line. And students, non-students, critics, all sorts of people have come to me and said, like, oh, Zach, you're limiting, and you say that people have got to do things this way. It's got to be like this, got to be like that, blah, 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 blah. And no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You can do whatever you want. I never tell my students, don't do this. I say, think about what you're doing. Have intent when you do it. Make sure it's a deliberate choice and not something you're doing out of habit. If you want to defy all the rules of legato and you want to defy all the rules of singing a clean, consistent line of sound because you want to be rhythmic, do it. Like, I'll show you. I mean, listen for the words untouchable skin. Right here.
I'm never untouchable skin.
Like, that's completely fine. It's his song. He can do whatever he wants with it. It's on the album. Like, he clearly makes that rhythmic affect with those words intentionally. It's totally okay. No harm in that whatsoever. His voice has such a distinctive timbre. I've never really heard a singer that sounds exactly like him. It has some shades of some of Mike Patton singing a little bit, but the tone sometimes gives me a little bit of Chris Cornell vibe a little bit, but it is uniquely, distinctively his. Crazy story. Where I went to college, we had a Swedish exchange student who apparently went to school with him and a bunch of members of the band when they were first starting out, and her biggest comment was like, they were a bunch of dirty dudes, and Daniel, their singer, was very, very rebellious. and she knew really well their old pianist Frederick. So he's always had this rebellious spirit when it comes to music, and he's told stories that I've seen in his interviews where he took a voice lesson or two when he was younger, and he just didn't like what the voice teacher was trying to get him to change what he does with his voice, and he basically said, I'm just going to do it my way. And I mean, as much as I love him as a singer, I do not agree with his vocal philosophy. He's kind of a foil to me in that sense, you know, but for being such a technically astute musician, he definitely would rather just make his voice do what he wants it to, however it takes. Like, I saw on a Facebook post that he was responding to some of the fans, and he literally said, like, well, you have to learn to beat your voice into submission. And I mean, that is just antithetical to everything that I stand for as a teacher. So, you know, if you've ever wondered, you know, like if my own singing principles dictate my ability to appreciate music, no, they don't. I mean, his attitude towards singing is completely the contrary to what I would believe and I learn and what I teach. I mean, it's completely the opposite, and I still think he's my favorite singer of all time. So there you go.
And silence desire.
Pain of Salvation, they've always been known for their vocal harmonies. They're the best in metal music. I'm just saying it. I'm going to say it. I mean, it's a prog band. It's not really a pure metal band. I would even go so far as to say rock music as a whole. I think they have the best vocal arrangements, period. I know some of y'all are going to hate on me for that and say, oh, you forgot about this band. What do you think about? No, I'll do the Pepsi Challenge of Pain of Salvation's vocal arrangements any day of the week. We can do a side-by-side comparison of your favorites to my favorites and let the audience be the judge one day if you want, because I think that their vocal arrangements are just absolutely masterful.
Traced with pain, too early for a child of 10.
That was very nasal. Oh, like he really. That's when I start thinking that he has that like Chris Cornell kind of grungy sound when he really uses some of those expressive non-words with a nasality. And that's where I kind of think that Chris Cornell influence comes from.
Oh, but I'll take the truth.
That's, you know, clearly nasality is just a thing these days, but yeah, he clearly used the nasal sound to create a specific effect. But all of this, it says unstained, all this stuff here is like, it's really much in the middle of his chest voice. You know, he's not really doing anything too crazy in terms of vocal production. It's very speech-like. It's a very natural sound.
Just unstained, what's been turned to flesh again. Life seemed to him merely like a gallery of how to give, and he was always much more human than he wished to be. But there is a logic to his world if they could only see.
Yeah, it's super consistent. Again, like, it kind of flies in the face of my own pedagogy, but he's managed to find something that's consistent for him. Now, again, I don't know if you'll ever see this or not. Sorry, Daniel. I know, you know, he might know me, actually. He might know me because I'm the guy that's always told him to play Near Automata. He's you know, liked me and stuff on social media, and he sent me a little note one time and stuff. But I'm the Near Automata guy, Daniel. What's up, man? If you do see this. What I was going to say here is that these days, I do think that he is experiencing some vocal issues. I wouldn't say that it's enough to make it where he can't perform. Like, I watched a recent performance of this song from like this past year, and it wasn't bad. It was still pretty darn good, but you can hear that there's some limitations starting to creep in. I mean, he's in his 50s now. I think he's like 51 or 52. I think he's like 43 in this. So like, he's 4 years older than I am now, and his voice is holding up pretty darn well considering how much of his earlier stuff is basically just vocal abuse in a lot of ways, and his range was through the roof. I don't know if he's got the top. He clearly doesn't have the top end of his range anymore, which is why later on some of the higher stuff is going to be sung by Ragnar instead of him. And so it's okay. You know, it's okay to make concessions as you get older. As you age and the vocal folds get a little less malleable and the larynx ossifies, gets harder, and you know, it's acceptable to make make adjustments. Like I'm all for, and then they're not doing it here, but I'm all for singers taking things down a step or two if they need to, to make it easier on them. I don't have any problem with that. So if he needs to make adjustments because he's getting older, that's fine. And he's done a decent enough job at keeping his voice in pretty darn good shape, despite the style that he, sung in for the whole entirety of his life. Now, Ragnar over there, the blonde-haired guy, his technique is nuts. Like, I've heard him do some of his own solo stuff with the band Chime. Like, I'm worried about him. I'm worried that he is not going to have a voice for very long. Like, I've heard him do this crazy, super hyper-aggressive stuff. And I mean, it just sounds so destructive to the voice. I mean, I think he's awesome. He's a great performer. Great musician, super talented guy with a powerful, well-managed and consistent voice, but I'm worried that he's not going to keep it. It's a shame that he and Daniel had a falling out because he was a great piece of this band. Like, I think that he and Daniel produced some incredible stuff together. Their musical chemistry was clearly there, but apparently outside of the music itself, they didn't really get along so much. And it's a shame because I think that after so many of the earlier band members left, he came in, and I think that they really did a great job. Like the song Falling Home, maybe the editor can put in like a little piece of the chorus or something here, and you can hear that song that they wrote together where they do this duet, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful. So
spin and I stall, but I hope if I fall, I am falling home.
So yeah, I wish that he had stayed in the band, but it just wasn't meant to be. But, you hear they have so much musical chemistry on stage in terms of how in sync they are with each other, how much their harmonies blend, how well Ragnar's voice complements Daniel's. And then Leo in the background. Oh, yeah, here's a quick story for you guys. This is cool. Leo Margaret, their drummer, you see him singing. Well, he just sung a feature solo on one of my voice students, Janos Krusenbaum, his band's Kusenbaum, sorry, Janos. His band is Blossom Cult. They have a new album coming out called Home. Well, Leo sung a solo on it on their album, and I'm on that album too. So I sing a part in one of their songs, Wake Up. I sing at the end of it, do like this operatic choral thing at the end of the song. So I am on an album that he's on. So this is cool. So if you ever want to check out one of my students' albums, Blossom Cult, Janos Krusenbaum, he's the name of my student. Awesome dude. When I lived in Germany, he and I hung out together all the time. I went to their shows, and wonderful student, very talented musician, and it was an honor to be on their album, and Leo was too. So I've been on an album with a member of Pain of Salvation. Listen to that blend. That harmony, the blend of the harmony. So good. Now this head voice work here, the harmonies, the melisma, phenomenal stuff. Oh wait, he didn't do it. I thought they were going to do it here. He didn't do it. Maybe this is the wrong performance where they do it. I swear there's a part where, and in the original song he goes, it's just beautiful the way the harmonies come together. I guess they skipped it on this one. I swear I watched a performance of this live recently where they did it. I don't know. Maybe this is the wrong one. So I'm just going to throw this out here. I've never gotten to see Pain of Salvation live. And it's one of the things on my bucket list. There's just always been mitigating factors that have kept me from being able to see this band live. It's either been that they didn't come to America when I was able to, or they came to America when I was in Germany, or they canceled their tour when I had tickets to see them. My favorite band of all time. I've never gotten to see them. So, you know, if there's any fan out there that wants to give Zach the gift of a lifetime, like, you know, find some way to get me to a Pain of Salvation concert when they play next. They have a new album coming out before too long. It'd probably be within the next year, I think, called The Deep End. And yeah, I'm sure they'll tour. So, you know, help me get to a Pain of Salvation concert if you can. I would be forever in your debt. Because I mean, look at this performance, and they don't. There's no cheating going on here. Like, this is real live performing. They have an energy in their live performances that is even better than their studio performances, even though their studio performances are absolutely incredible. And this next verse, in the studio performance, you can hear Daniel sing it. And so Ragnar's singing it here. But I think that this next verse, when Daniel sung it on the studio album, is one of the greatest singing performances ever put on record outside of classical spheres. Classical's in a different beast. I can't really compare the two. But in contemporary music, I think that this section of this song is one of the greatest vocal performances ever put on recording. Period. Male, female, doesn't matter. This moment of this song on the Remedy Lane album, last song, Beyond the Pale. Listen to this recording of it. It's exceptional. Now Ragnar does a great job of singing it here too, but this part is just the lyrics, the power, the melodies, all of it. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
When I remember when you said your bed under him, it was a price to feel such pain. When all the years I've been faithful to you, despite the hunger flowing through my veins, I always tried to call this down. Swallow down, with just another small thorn in my crown. Well, suddenly one day it was just a mud spot in my eye, and I had to take this walk down Remedy Lane of West End.
Okay, and that was great, Ragnar. Kudos. But I am going to pull up the original song just so you all can hear it. And I'm also going to pull up another example of their incredible vocal arrangement live so you can hear it. This is the studio recording, so you can hear what it sounds like with Daniel singing it on the album. And I think this is the greatest thing. I think this is the greatest performance put on record.
Always much more human than we wish to be. And I remember when you said you've been under hell. I was surprised to feel such pain. And all those years of being faithful to you, despite the hunger flowing through my veins, I've always tried to calm things down.
Yeah, so I mean that's just killer. It's just so good. It's so good. So good. Oh yeah, real quick, just so you guys can hear what I'm talking about with how good these harmony arrangements are. Like check this out. We'll just listen from here and you can hear how the end of this song goes. And you tell me there's a band that can this is live. This is live. This is on, they have an album called 12/5 and this is the video recording of the 12/5 performance done on December 5th of whatever year it was. There's an acoustic rearrangement of a bunch of their songs. Listen to this.
So run. But if you run, you'll always have to run. So if you need to run, run.
I mean, come on. Like, how many rock bands can do that? Yeah, there's some like R&B bands, probably some neo soul bands that do some stuff like that I've heard, but like, how many rock and metal bands are doing that? Have arrangements, vocal arrangements like that? I mean, come on. I know this isn't a vocal analysis, sue me. Beautiful. Like, listen to that harmonic subtext. Not recording. So yeah, so that's it. I really wanted you guys to hear this. You know, like I said, I did vocal analysis all the time, but I just love this band. They're my favorite band ever. I love the singer. I talked about him a long time ago on my channel. One of my first, like, in this format where I talked about an actual singer. I think I did Devin Townsend, then I did Daniel Gildenlow, I think. But I haven't talked about this band in almost 8 years on this channel. I love them, and they are a very dense band. They're hard to get into. They are not going to grab your ear. The music's just not built that way. They're kind of underdogs, and I think that Daniel Gildenlow is okay with that. You know, a lot of their music gets panned by critics when it gets released, and then years later, people say, "Oh my God, this album was a masterpiece." You know, it's just very common with their music, and so it's not very commercially acceptable or whatever. But the music is very deep and layered and complex and beautiful and powerful and with really heavy topics. Just amazing music. So check out Pain of Salvation. The Perfect Element Part 1 is my favorite album of all time. Remedy Lane, this album, this song is off of, is pretty darn good too. All their albums are pretty good. I'm not as big of a fan of Scar Sick. I'm not as big of a fan of the Road Salt albums, but I do really like all the rest of their albums a lot. I either like them or love them. So yeah, definitely check the band out. I know this was not a vocal analysis. I just felt like talking about music. I don't ever just get to, like, you guys hear me being a vocal nerd all the time. You don't get to hear me just enjoying music on this channel very much. So I wanted to do that. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and listening to this. I hope y'all have a great one. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that, so I'm recording this a little bit in advance, but when you see this, it'll be getting close to me going to the vocal symposium in Philadelphia. And so you'll be seeing videos in my vlog of that very soon. This video is kind of designed for my core audience a little bit more. And so, like, the voice symposium thing will be for my core audience as well, too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I still am here. Zach from the old days is still here. I'm just had to make some adjustments to the method of content creation. But thanks for everything, you guys. I love you all. You have been so good to me, and you've helped me get to where I'm at right now. And so I hope that you enjoyed listening to this with me. Thank you so much. Take care, you guys. Bye.